Welcome back. So, in the last class, we have revised chapter 1, unit 1 of the SOGA. We'll do the scanner on the SOGA first part. Hai. Question 1. This was asked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, how many times? So many times. State briefly the essential elements of the contract of sale under the Sales of Goods Act. There must be two parties, there must be goods, there must be money, there must be transfer of property, it can be conditional and unconditional, it must satisfy section 10. Next. A agrees to buy, this was asked thrice, 1, 2, 3. A agrees to buy new TV from shopkeeper for 30,000 payable partly in cash of 20, partly in exchange of the old TB set. Is it valid contract of sale? Along with the reasons. So price can be partly in money, partly in the goods also. Yes sir, no sir. So there is a valid contract of sale of the good. It can be money. If there is only money, if there is only cash, money, only exchanging of the goods, barter. However, consideration can be partly in goods and partly in cash. So valid contract. This was asked thrice. 1, 2, 3. Done. Next question. This was asked 1, 2, 3 times. No. 4 times. Mr. A contracted to sell his shift car to B. Both meet to discuss the price of the car. Later, A refused to sell his car to B on the ground that the agreement was void because being uncertain about the price. Does B have any right against A by selling the car? Selling the but price is not fixed. What is not fixed? If price is not fixed, no contract will become void. But if you already use the goods, you have to pay the which price? That's the answer. The same question came so many times. So they did not discuss the price. So generally we have to fix the price. If the price is not fixed, we have to pay the reasonable price. The contract is enforceable and buyer has to pay the reasonable price because price is not specifically fixed. Next, Sony, a friend of Priya, wanted to buy two-wheeler. Priya agreed to sell two-wheeler to Sony, but it was decided that price of two-wheeler will be fixed by the Priya's father. Whose father? So who is seller? Sony, a friend of Priya, wanted to buy. Sony is the buyer, Priya is the seller. The price may be fixed by the third part. Fixed by the if third part is unable to fix the price, contract will become yes sir, no sir. But if you has already used the good, you have to pay the. So who is an auto dealer? Auto means vehicles, not only this auto. Okay. Priya immediately hand over the keys to Sony. That means Sony used it. Sony already used the bike. However, however is very important. However, Priya's father refused to fix the price. The other party is unable to fix the price. Contract will become. But all the use the goods. No, we have to pay. Priya's father refused to fix the price as he did not want Priya to sell her vehicle. Priya expressed her inability to sell the two-wheeler to Sony and asked the return. But Sony refused to return the same. So Priya's father said, "Don't sell the bike. Uh, I don't want to fix the price." Then Priya said, "I want the bike back." Sony said, "I already used it. I don't want to give it to you." Can Priya take back the vehicle from the Sony? Can she take back the vehicle from the Sony? Hmm. Specifically, where is See, already you have give, already she gave the keys to beta. She already used it. She already. So generally, you are supposed to pay only reasonable price. Which price? Go. However, buyer has received the goods already, appropriated the goods. You have to pay the reasonable price. Which price? Will your answer be different if Priya's father did not hand over the vehicle to Sony? Priya had not hand over the vehicle to Sony. At that time, then we can refuse to give the bike. If Priya had not hand over the vehicle to Sony, the contract will be avoided by the Priya. But in the first case, already used to, we have to appropriate the goods also, you have to pay the reasonable price. Which price? Next question. Karan agreed to sell his laptop to Vishal for the price to be fixed by the Kiran, hardware engineer. Who's selling? Karan, seller. Who's buying? Who'll fix the price? However, before delivery of the laptop, the Karan changed his mind and did not share any particulars and configuration of the laptop with the Kiran. Kiran is third party. Kiran is the third party, which made her, Kiran is the lady, okay, which made her unable to do valuation. Kiran refused to do valuation. Why Kiran is unable to fix the price? Fault of the seller. Fault of the, then buyer can file a case on the seller to claim the damages. Yes sir, no sir. So Kiran refused to do valuation. Vishal needed laptop for his project, so he promised the Karan that if the laptop is delivered to him, he would pay the reasonable price. Which price? However, Karan decided not to sell the laptop to Vishal. Now Vishal wants to know from you, being a legal expert, whether Karan is bound by the promise as he, whether Karan, who's Karan seller, Karan is bound by his promise as he agreed earlier to deliver the laptop to him at a reasonable price. If he does not agree to deliver, what is the other remedy available to Vishal? Advice as per provisions of the sales of goods. Whether laptop is given to the buyer? No. If laptop is not given to buyer, buyer can file a case only for the damages. If laptop is given already, he has to pay reasonable price. Which price? Clear? Next, classify the following transactions into types of the goods. The wholesaler of the cotton, has 1100 bales in his go down. Go down. He agrees to sell 550 bales, and these bales were selected and set aside. Which goods is this? Amma? The three types of the goods will be there. What are they? Contingent, future, existing. Whether the goods are there in the warehouse or not, existing good. Again, three types: unascertained, ascertained, future. Identified and set aside. Which goods are that? Hmm? Ascertained goods. Which goods? This was also many times. Existing and ascertained goods. Second question. A agrees to sell B. A agrees to sell to B one packet of the sugar out of lot of 100 packets lying in his shop. So lying in his shop means existing goods. I want to sell one packet out of 100. Which goods are that? Unascertained goods. Which goods? Last one. He agrees to sell S on laptops which will be produced. Apple, sorry. He agrees to sell to S on the apples which will be produced in his garden. Goods to be produced. Goods to be. Which goods are this? This was asked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in the exam. Hmm. Next, sale versus agreement to sell, date question. 1, 2 times आया बेटा. Next, sale versus hire purchase, date question. Next, what is appropriation of the goods under Sales of Goods Act? State the essentials regarding the appropriation of unascertained goods. Just now we discussed na beta. Last box. This one. What is appropriation? Rules regarding the appropriation. That question. Then this was asked 1, 2, 3, 4 times. How many times? Difference between the ascertained and unascertained. Easy question. That question. A agrees to sell to B 100 bags of the sugar arriving on shop from Australia to India within next 2 months. Unknown to both the parties, the ship was already sunk. Contract will be void. Contract will be goods are perished, are destroyed without the fault of buyer and seller. Contract will be void. Specific goods are damaged without the fault of the buyer and seller. And contract will be done. Next, what are the consequences of destruction of the goods under the Sales of Goods Act? Where goods have been destroyed after agreement to sell before the sale. Before the sale. Specific goods should be there. Goods should be damaged without the fault of buyer and seller, and ownership is not transferred. Agreement will be done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 times आया बेटा ये भी. Section 7 and Section 8 is getting both. What do you mean by goods? What are the different types of the goods? Existing goods, future goods, and clear. Have a great time. Enjoy the day. Prepare well. Aziz signing off. Take care. So, welcome back, sir. In the last class, we have completed revision of conditions and warranties. We'll do the questions from this chapter, MTPs, RTPs, previous exam questions, ICA examples, ICA test your knowledge, everything. Yes or no, sir? This chapter is ICA's favorite chapter from the Soga. First question, difference between the conditions and warranty. That question. This question came twice in the exam. So, which is very, very easy. That question. Second question, Ram consults Sham, a motor car dealer, for a car suitable for touring purpose. Which purpose? To promote the sale of this product, Sham suggested touring purpose means hilly areas are suitable. Whether Maruti car is suitable for hilly areas, Ram accordingly buys it from Sham. That car turns out to be unfit. The car is unfit for touring purpose. What remedy Ram is having now under the Sales of Goods Act 1930? This was asked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. How many times? Have we discussed any cases related to this one? Case name? Case name? Marshall versus Baldry versus Marshall. The same thing was happening in this case. Baldry versus Marshall. In that case, he want to travel in the hilly areas. Then the dealer suggesting the Bugatti car. In the case of Bugatti, so he said it is a. If you observe the same facts, there is a breach of condition as to breach of condition. Breach of. Can buyer resign the contract? Can he claim damages? He is entitled to reject the goods, and also he can then damages also. Done beta. So I say answer is explaining what is condition, what is warranty also. Then same case la. Marshall versus Baldry. Next question. This was asked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in the exam. How many times, sir? 6 times. Differentiation between the conditions and warranty. When breach of condition is treated as breach of warranty, we kept 5 stars that for that. There are 4 cases, 3 cases will be there. In the following 3 cases, breach of condition is treated as breach of this one. This is how many stars I kept? So many stars. When breach of condition is treated as breach of warranty. ये लिखना ये लिखना ये भी लिखना बेटा. Done. Differences and also the when breach of condition is treated as breach of warranty. Stars to superstar. Already I said this was asked 67 times. How many times? I said very important. If you listen to my class lecture properly, that's it. Can I will be complete. Which question will come, which point will come, I will explain in the regular class itself, but you have to focus like a laser. Like a देखो 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 దింపేశాడు ICI. Done. Measures RK Traders. A buyer made a contract with the CK Traders, the seller, for purchase of 200 kg of the basmati rice. Which rice, sir? Specifically grown in Chhattisgarh state. So buyer said, I want the rice which is grown in the this Chhattisgarh state and should be packed in the pink color bags. A color bags anta? Crazy fellow. He want the rice in the pink color bag anta. And each bag should contain the 25 kg. So I want the rice. The rice should be grown in the Chhattisgarh and the bag it should be packed in the pink color bag and each bag should contain 25 kgs. To identify the place of origin by specifying the mode of packing. Mode of condition as to description. Condition as to it described. I want like this. Have we discussed anything something like this earlier? Where 25 kg anta. Super mind blowing. Who identified that? Claps for him. Kotra. Andha kotarna. I was observing. 10 cottons. Each cotton should have contain the 10 bottles. But if how we are supplying? Yes sir, no sir, because that cotton is not available. The same question. The seller agreed for specific packing of the specific. Whenever you see the word packing, sir, discuss one example. Specific packing of rice good in the Chhattisgarh state. However, misunderstanding the staff. Misunderstanding the packed quantity of 1800. How many kgs we need actually? But how many kgs they're packing? The description is matching of basmati rice grown in the state of, but which state we require? So this is not satisfied, this is not satisfied, and it is packed in the white color bag. Not satisfied. Each bag should contain the 25. But how many bags? How many? And the remaining quantity of 200 kg, okay, 200 kg also is grown in the Chhattisgarh state in the pink color bags of 25 each. 1800 he is sending through the Maharashtra rice, that to white color, that to 30 kg. 200 kg is satisfied. Other things is not satisfied. Description. Different provisions of the sales of goods to analyze whether buyer has right to reject the goods. Quantity of the basmati rice supplied by the seller. On other hand, remedy available to the buyer if he has to accept the entire quantity to fulfill his other contracts with the parties. So, as per section 15, where there is a contract for sale of the goods by description, goods will correspond with the description given. In the instant case, the contract specified the basmati rice should be grown in the Chhattisgarh, packed in the pink color, that too 25 kg each, but seller mistakenly packed 1800 rice from the Maharashtra, that too white color, that too 30 kgs. Only 20 kgs of the rice from the Chhattisgarh were packed in the pink color. Therefore, buyer has the right to reject the entire quantity of the basmati rice supplied by the buyer, as the goods do not correspond with the description given. Then, in that example, what we discussed in the class, can he reject the water bottles? Can seller say, "Ippone amkuntav"? Can he say, "You have to open, you have to sell individually"? Can he say, "Whether I open or not, that is none of your business"? Yes sir, no sir. Then below. Second part, in case buyer has to accept the entire quantity of the rest to fulfill other contracts with the other parties, he may claim the, that means he's stating breach of conditions, breach of warranty. Then if he's accepting, no, can he claim damages? Yes. Alternative answer. Next, clear? This was asked in 2020 for only 4 marks. But the question length 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 lines are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines small question. देखेंगे बेटा. TK ordered timber of 1 inch thickness. Thickness कितना बेटा? Thickness means this one. Thickness. This means length. This one is thickness. So TK ordered timber. Timber means wood, chakka, kalpa. The timber should be of the 1 inch thickness for being made into the drums. Can you make the drum with wood? Yes. In movies they will show, no, especially that wine manufacturing places lo untai. Drum, wooden drum. Which drum? Hmm? So the seller agreed. Seller, okay, I will supply the wood with 1 inch thickness. Seller agreed to supply the entire timber of 1 inch. However, the timber supplied by seller varies in thickness from 1 inch to 1.4 inches. The timber is commercially fit for the purpose for which it was ordered. TK rejects the timber. Can they reject the timber? Can he argue that it is satisfying your purpose? Actually, he want 1 inch thickness. I am supplying 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 thickness also. Moreover, I said it will satisfy your purpose. Can I sell it then? That is none of your business. Satisfy to the kada. What you described the 1 inch. So you have to give as per description only. Then explain relevant provisions of the Sales of Goods Act. So can he resign? Can he resign the contract? Breach of condition as to description. Condition as to description is one of the implied condition. So when the goods are bought by description from the seller, there is an implied condition that goods must correspond with the description. In the given case, TK ordered timber of 1 inch, but seller supplying the 1 inch to 1.4 inches. Thus, applying the above stated provision, it is evident that TK can reject the goods. He can also claim the damages if there is any. Done. Done now. इधर शुरू हुआ, किधर एंड होता किसी को भी नहीं मालूम. Focus like a measures Woodworth and Associates, a firm dealing with wholesale, retail, buying and selling of various kinds of wooden logs. Wood means chakka. So this shop is there, but Woodworth and Associates. They sell various kinds of the wood. Customers as per requirements of the customer. As per your requirement, we will sell the wood length and etc. Thickness, length as per your requirement, we will cut it as per requirements of the customers. They deal in the rosewood. Which wood? Rosewood, mango wood, teak wood, Burma wood, etc. They deal in various kinds of the woods also. But as per the customer requirements, we will cut it. How many marks? 6 marks. So how many minutes you are having? Around 660 seconds are available for you. 6 130 636 seconds are available for this question. 636 సెకండ్ అవైలబుల్గా ఉంటుంది. Around to understand with your master brain in the exam after 2 o'clock when you are already stressed to read step 1, step 2, step 3 when you have whole syllabus. Done. So Mr. Das, customer came to the shop. So whatever is explained is nothing, not useful for us, frankly. He's dealing in 4 kinds of the wood, except that nothing is useful. From here, something may be useful. Mr. Das, a customer came to shop, asked for the wooden log measuring 4 inches broad, 8 feet long. ऐसा 4 feet, ऐसा 8 feet, ऐसा 4 feet, ऐसा అంటే ఇట్లా 4 feet 8 feet. It's like that I want a wood. So measuring the 4 inches broad, 8 feet long as required by carpenter. Mr. Das specifically mentioned that he required the wood which will be best suited for the purpose of making the wooden doors and window frames. Generally, whose duty to choose the goods? Buyer. Here, whose duty? Why? Buyer said to seller, Sarji, I am purchasing the wood for the doors. I am not expert in this business. I am a software engineer. I don't know which kind of wood is suitable. You give me the wood suitable to my purpose. Then who will be liable? The shop owner agreed. Okay, don't worry. I will give the wood suitable to your doors. The shopkeeper agreed and arranged the wood pieces cut into as per the buyer requirements. That is 4 into 8. 4 into the carpenter visited Das house next day. So delivered to Das house also. Next day carpenter came. He found that the seller has supplied the mango wood tree wood, which is most unsuitable for the doors. Cut करके दे दिया already. Who? The supplier. But carpenter said this wood is not suitable for making of the doors. The carpenter asked Das to return the wooden logs as it would not meet his requirements. वापस दे दो. Who sent carpenter? To whom? Das. Das came to shop. So the shop owner refused to accept the return of the wooden logs on the plea. Plea means argument. That logs means chakadimma. Logs were cut to specific requirements of Das and hence he could not resolve. So I am cutting as per your requirements. No one required the 4 into 8. I don't want to take it back. Yes or no, sir? Can seller say like that? Why? Here buyer's duty, seller's duty. Akila, whose duty? Explain the duty of the buyer, duty of the buyer as well as seller as per caveat emptor. We only give the clue. The question related to caveat emptor. Let the buyer be beware. Emptor means emptor. Buyer. Caveat means whether Das would be able to get the money back or can he get back his money back? Yes, because he can resign. So, are the kind of wood as required by serving the purpose? The same question came 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Same question as this. దిగిపోద్ది ఎక్కడ ఎగ్జామ్ లా ఏంటి provided you follow the scanner, provided you make the summaries which you will not do for sure, provided if you're revising from the beginning every day. Akshita, don't tell me that I don't know how times are. 5 times above 5 times kadra. All variation may be there. Cloth and in the place of wood he made it the cloth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. How many times, sir? He made wood with cloth with something else. Then generally it is the duty of the buyer to choose the goods which will satisfy his requirement. However, if buyer specifically mentions the purpose to the seller, it becomes the duty of the seller. Hmm? Pura clear all these things what I explain. Thus has specifically mentioned, then who will be responsible? Thus is entitled to get back the money. It is a duty of the seller, duty of the to supply the goods which will satisfy the requirements of the buyer. We discussed so many examples for this yesterday. Then Mr. G brought tweet quote from P where when she used the coat, she got rashes on her skin as her skin is abnormally sensitive. Abnormally, but she did not make the fact known to the seller. She never said that fact to the seller. That is P. Miss G filed a case against the seller to recovery damages. Can she recover the damages under the Sales of Goods Act? ఇంకో రూపాయి లేదు చారానా బారన भी नहीं है. Now discuss this example yesterday. Case name Griffith versus Peter. He only gave the clue also. Griffith versus Peter. So who will be responsible then? Buyer will be responsible. Who will be responsible? That answer you gave. అదే చెప్పాను. So who will be responsible? We discussed that example also. Barber example. A piece came out. Brain is also visible inside. Have we discussed yesterday? Came exam lo आता आ रहा आएगा. Focus like a. So who will be responsible? Buyer responsible. So, it is non-applicability of the caveat emptor. Non-applicability of the in the given case, G purchased a tweed coat without informing the seller about his abnormally sensitive skin. So who is responsible for that? Seller, buyer, buyer fault. Whose fault? Same case we discussed. So whatever happened till now, mostly already we have discussed in the regular lecture itself. That's why when SG is explaining some example, focus, don't sleep. Yesterday, good girl. మనిషికి మార్పు మనిషి మారుతాడు but few people will not change. There is no implied warranty or condition as to quality and fitness. Is there any condition as to quality and fitness? No, because quality is not defined. Few people like Dell laptop, few people like HP laptop, few people like Apple laptop. Which is the best laptop? It is not defined. It's quality laptop, never defined. ఒక్కొక్కరికి నస్తుంది ఎవరికి ఏది ఇష్టమో ఎవరికి తెలుసు కాబట్టి అబ్దుల్ there is no implied condition as to quality or for any particular purpose of the goods supplied under. I said keep 15 stars for that caveat emptor. Already it can 6 to 7 times. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. కింద ఇంకా మళ్ళీ వస్తుంది. Done. Yes or no, sir? Direct question beta पूरा लिख लेना about the caveat emptor and exceptions. What are the exceptions to caveat emptor? All 7 headings are exception to caveat emptor. We discussed yesterday. Condition as to title, description, sample, exceptions to caveat emptor. Why? Because it is beneficial to whom beta? Seller. Other beneficial to whom? Buyer. देखो. Leave about the answer. Leave about the question. Question is only 2 lines, but answer 20 lines. Ah. దింపేయాలి ఎక్కడ for that what we should do बार बार पढ़ना बार बार लिखना क्या कर रहे हैं सो रहे छोटा वाला for the purpose of making the uniforms for the employees. So, देखो, every question is repeating. For the purpose of making the uniform for the employees, Mr. Yadav brought the dark blue colored cloth from Vivek. Why he is purchasing, beta? Who purchased? What he purchased? Dark blue colored cloth. Dark blue uniform anta. But did not disclose the seller the purpose of said purchase. So who will be liable? Buyer is liable. Since he never said it to seller, buyer will be liable for choosing the goods. Whether he said, I am taking this for the making of the dress and uniform money? No. Then who is, will we ask why you are purchasing money? No, we will not ask. Yes or no, sir? So when uniforms were prepared and used by the employees, the cloth found unfit. Which fit? However, there was evidence that the cloth was fit for the caps, boots, and carriage lining. Carriage అంటే దీనికి లైనింగ్ ఉంటుంది కదా ఆ లైనింగ్ కి మనకు వస్తుందంట. So whether seller is responsible for that? There is no fault of seller. Can buyer rescind the contract? Otherwise यादव कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते, घर को जाना. कुछ कर सकते यादव? कर सकते, घर को जाना. Otherwise यादव whether he is entitled to have any remedy. The only remedy is घर को जाओ. Done. Ara. Buyer will not succeed because it is the duty of the buyer to choose the goods which will satisfy his requirement. 17th time which paina, 18th time, 19th time. Hope you'll understand the importance of this chapter at least now. Open your eyes, ears, brain if it is available. 19th, 20th time. T was a textile trader of fans of various kinds. I sell various fans. So many fans. How many fans? Mr. M came to his shop and asked for exhaust fan for the kitchen. Exhaust fan means ऊपर रहता है राउंड रहता है ज़र्र साउंड आता है. उसको बोलते हैं exhaust fan. ये fan चलता. He showed him different brands and Mr. M approved particular brand, paid for it. So seller is showing the who is the seller? Who came to shop? He is showing the so many fans. So M approved particular brand and paid for it also. Fan was delivered to M house. At the time of opening the packet, he found that it was a where we keep here. Where I want to keep there. Can I keep it there? No. Table fan is supposed to keep on the table. No matter. छोटा ऐसे रहता. What I want? Kitchen fan, exhaust fan. But what is applied? He specifically said, I want exhaust fan. Which one? Then who will be liable? It is the duty of the seller to sell the goods which will satisfy the requirements of the. He informed T about the delivery of the wrong fan, but T refused to exchange the same, saying that the contract was complete after delivery of the fan and payment of the price. Seller said, so we will not exchange. Can he say like that? Discuss whether T is right of refusing. No. Can he refuse the delivery? Back to. What is remedy available to M? M can sue. M can the T. Can he rescind the contract? Can he claim damages? Answer given by ICI. Svetamma, Epura Padna, you should revise, remember, reproduce in the exam. 4 mark मिलता. कितना mark? 6 marks, 6 mark. Yeah, he is entitled to reject the goods and he can deny the same also. M is entitled to reject the goods and deny the delivery of the contracted goods. He can ask for the, I want the exhaust fan. Which one? Clear? But see the answer. At least 70% you have right in the exam, na beta. out of this? Hmm? Ganesh, bada wala aaya, so focus. Sonal. Who went to jewelry shop, asked the sales girl to show her diamond bangles with ruby stones. Say stones, sir? So there is a beautiful lady called Sonal. She went to she went to jewelry shop. There is a beautiful sales girl over there. She said, I want a diamond bangles. Bangle should be there. Inside the bangle, diamond should be there, and ruby stones. Say stones, sir? Hmm. The jeweler, the jeweler told her that we have lot of designs of diamond bangles. How many designs, sir? But with red stones. Which stone? If she chooses for herself any special design on the diamond bangle with red stones, they will replace the red stones with ruby stones. So right now, ruby stone is not available, but red stone is there. You choose the bangle. You give me 5 days time. We will replace the ruby with the red stone with the ruby. We will replace the stone and we will give it back. Which bangle you want? Diamond with rubies. But we have diamond with red stones. You choose the bangle. మీకు బ్యాంగిల్ అసలు నాకు చెప్పండి మేము రీప్లేస్ చేసి ఇస్తాం. We will remove the red stone. We will keep the ruby. But for that ruby stones, they will charge extra. So, but we will charge extra. But we will give the bangle as per your requirement. Diamond with the rubies. So now selected the beautiful set of designer bangles and paid for them. She also paid the extra cost of the. She paid extra also for ruby stone. The jeweler requested her to come back a week later for delivery of those bangles. The shop owner said, please come back after few days. When she came after a week to take the delivery of the bangles, she noted that due to ruby stones, the design of the bangles has been completely disturbed. Crazy. So as per your requirement, Sonal madam చెప్పినట్టు, we removed the red stone, we kept the ruby stone, but it is not beautiful now. అయ్యో పాపం అనండి. Now she wanted to terminate the contract. She said, I don't want the bangle. Akka is crazy and asked the manager to give back her money back. I want my money back. I don't want your bangle. వాడేమంటాడు? Because of you, I removed red stone. I'm keeping ruby stone. అంటాడు. And but he denied for the same. Answer the following the question asked for provisions of the sales of goods act. State with reasons whether Sonal can recover the amount from the jewelry shop. Hmm? Think. He specifically said, I want a bangle with a ruby stones and huh? Diamond bangles with a whose responsibility? Whose responsibility? Seller is responsible. Then general who is responsible? But here, what would be your answer if jewelry says that he can change the design, but he will charge the extra cost of the same 17, 19 time 20, 21, 21 times I bet abhi tak, है ना? So they can answer. General who is responsible, beta? Buyer. But if the buyer explain the main purpose for which I am buying, who will be responsible? Here, who is responsible? Frankly speaking, seller is responsible. See, where is it? Therefore, by applying the above stated provision, it is evident that Sonal had informed the purpose and requirements. Then who is responsible? Seller is responsible. David Chindo, Sonal had informed the purpose and requirements with respect to bangles to the jewelry. So, who dealt in the said goods in the ordinary course of business? She relied on the seller's skill and judgment. Relying on the. Can she entitled to return back the money? Yes. Can she reject the goods? Yes. Since the goods turn out to be unsuitable, there is a breach of condition as to quality and fitness. Sonal can repudiate the contract, file a case for recovery of the price as well as damages. Done na? Then second question beta. He said, okay madam, do one thing. Since you don't like this diamonds and rubies, so what would be your answer? Jewelry says he can change the design. He said, sorry madam, please don't shout here. Don't do any nonsense, nuisance here. We will change the design if you want. What Sonal can say? She may agree, she may not agree. उसका मर्जी देखो आंसर. So second case, if he offers back the rework to change the design, Sonal has discretion. Discretion means wish option. She may accept, she may not. Then the depth of the questions he is asking. Just by reading the provision, can you able to answer all these questions? No chance. करना ही पड़ेगा. क्या करना? कितना बार? देखो 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 क्वेश्चन. ये आंसर है बेटा. अकेला का इधर started answer. So why I'm showing all these things? Please don't play with ICI. Don't play with them. ఒక్కసారి కొట్టిందనుకో ఆడబడతాం. Handle with care. That is ICI. You may be topper, school topper, college topper, mandal topper, state topper at your school, at your mandal, at your state. ये ICI. Conan, you said I'm topper. He said come here. शुरू करेंगे. Question itself is very lengthy. Answer is very very lengthy. Mr. K. Wisten measures Makrana marbles for purchase of marble and tiles for his newly built house. There is a person called K. This guy is constructing a new building. Then that guy went to this marble shop to purchase marbles and tiles. Marbles and he asked the owner of the above shop, Mr. J. J is the owner of the Makrana marbles. J to visit his house prior to supplying so that he can clearly ascertain the correct mix and measurement of the marble tiles. Sir, please you come to my house. We're constructing, so I can't explain properly. You come and check the space so that you can give the proper size of the marble and tile. I said 6 feet, 5 feet, but it may be difference may be there. Sir, you only come and visit my building. You take the measurement. You take the. Who said? Okay. Safe, sir. So he said, you come and take the measurement. Mr. J agreed. Visited the house in the next day. So that marble shop owner said, okay, sir, I will come. He came in the next day. He inspected the rooms in the first floor. How many floors are there? We don't know. First floor he is visited. And car parking space. What he is visiting, beta? And first floor. Two things he has seen the ground floor and first floor. Two marble shop owner. He has seen the ground floor and the first floor. Mr. K insisted him to visit the second floor as well. He said, sir, please go second floor also. There is no the same rooms may not be there. The rooms may be increased, decreased, chances there. No. Do one thing, go to second floor also. Take the measurement there also. Place the fellow Manodu. Mr. K insisted him to visit the second floor as well because construction pattern was different in the second floor. Then J ignored the above suggestion. I am doing this business for so many years. Whose fault? Who's J? Mr. J supplied 146 blocks of marble as per the size of the rooms and 16 box of the tiles with a wood with a word of caution that the tiles can bear only reasonable weight. A weight? What is reasonable weight? 10 kg, 5 kg, ton, 2 ton, 10 ton. That depends. है ना? Seller said, I'm supplying these tiles, but these tiles can hold only reasonable weight. Can he say like that? How can he say like that? What is reasonable weight? Is it defined? To them with a word of caution that tiles can bear only reasonable weight. Marble and tiles were successfully laid. Laid means atkichadu. Laid means attached to the walls, whatever. Marbles and tiles were where we keep the tiles in the bathroom and also ground floor, kitchen and ground floor. Yes sir, no sir. Marbles tiles were successfully laid except second floor due to different sizes of the marble. Okay, second floor latkile. It's not yet kept in the second floor. The tiles fitted in the parking space. Which space? Sir? Also got damaged due to weight of the vehicle came for unloading of the cement bags. So cement bags came in the see how he is explaining better like a story, cinema story. So subsequently after laying the tiles, no, so one vehicle came better with cement bags. Weight that came in the car parking area. Which area? Cellar. क्या हो गया? Came unloading of the cement bags. Mr. K asked J, हाँ, ओ डैमेज हो गया बेटा ग्राउंड फ्लोर का గ్రౌండ్ ఫ్లోర్ మీన్స్ పార్కింగ్ ఏరియా బేటా ఓ టైల్స్ పూरा పార్కింగ్ కార్ వచ్చేస్తే కరిగిపోతాయి టైల్స్ ఇవ్వకూడదు ఏ టైల్స్ పార్కింగ్ టైల్స్ విచ్ టైల్స్ పార్కింగ్ టైల్ నాట్ సపోజ్ టు బ్రేక్ వెన్ కార్ is entering. Yes or no sir? Whose fault is this? I said sir please I don't know which kind of tile to be used. In parking different tiles should be used, in puja room different tiles, in bathroom different tiles, in kitchen different tile. You give me the tile. Who's responsible? Seller gave the tile which was laid in the ground floor. When car came, when vehicle came, that was damaged. Whose fault? But seller will say, I already told you, Nasir, it will came able to bear the reasonable weight. Reasonable weight means in seller means vehicles will come obviously. Vehicles travel say ground floor ke. How much he is expecting from you at the age of 70? చిన్న చిన్న పిల్లలు మీరంతా ఎంత ఉన్నారా ఎంత ఎంత ఉన్నారు? Mr. K asked J for replacement of the marble and tiles, to which J refused to, taking the plea that marbles was as per the measurement and it was unsafe to fit the tiles at the parking area as it cannot take the heavy load. How can you say like that? Discuss in the letter the provisions of the Indian Contract Act. Can Mr. J refuse the replacement of marble? No, you are supposed to replace. With reference to the doctrine of the caveat emptor, enlist the duties of the both K and J. So J should do the goods which will satisfy the buyer requirement. Because as principally said, general who is responsible? Buyer. But here, whether replacement of damaged tiles be imposed on the Makrana marbles. Yes, they're supposed to replace. They're supposed to 6 marks. If you write these things, you will get 3 marks. If you write this one, you will get 2 marks, 3 marks. Done. Clear? Question clear? Answer clear? Remembering? Next, that question was answered 20 times in the exam beta. Questions based on the caveat emptor. Caveat. What are the implied conditions in a contract of sale by sample? Sale by? That question beta. What is sale by sample? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times in the exam beta. We kept the stars for sample also, I think. That question. Suno. Certain goods were sold by sample by A to B. Who in turn? Who selling beta? A. Selling it to B. who in turn sold the same goods by sample to C. A selling to B, B selling to C, and C sold the and C by sample sold the goods to D. क्या बात है? A sold it to B, B sold it to C, C sold it to D. The goods were not according to the sample. Goods not as per the sample. I'm giving the sample, then I'm giving the rice bag. But rice bag and sample start matching. Done now. Therefore, D who identified that the sample is not matching. Therefore, D who found the deviation of the goods from the sample rejected the goods. Can he reject the goods? Yes. Why? Not matching. And gave the notice to C. He gave the notice to C. C sued B. B sued A. ఇదే మనం ఇద్దరికి ఇంకా నీడికి ఇచ్చి డాడీకి ఇచ్చి వాడు ఇంకోటికి ఇచ్చి ఈ డాన్ని వేసి వాడు ఈడిని వేసి వాడు ఇంకోటి కేసు ఇచ్చుకుంటూ వేసుకుంటే ఉంది మొత్తం కేసులో. He sued C. C sued B. B sued su. మూడు సూలు su. Advise B and C under the Sales of Goods Act. Can D sue? Yes, because he identified. What about B and C? They can't because they already accepted the goods. I gave it to you. You gave it to that guy. What does it mean you're accepting? Yes, it is not as per sample. I'm agreeing. What are you supposed to do? Cancel the contract. No. Then the same question came 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when we selling the goods on the sample, but the goods should correspond with sample given, and we have to give the reasonable opportunity to buyer for comparing the sample with the tendered quantity. Whereas C can recover only damages from B, B can recover only damages from A. Both C and D, it will not be treated as breach of implied condition as to sample, as they have accepted by selling it to the other party. Hence, they cannot reject the goods. They can claim only. Here, D can rescind the contract. C cannot rescind, B cannot rescind because they are already accepted by selling it to someone else. Claim only damages. They are accepting the defective goods means treating breach of condition as breach of warranty. See how much depth is there. Just by reading the provision, you can't answer the scan questions. Are you able to understand why students will fail in the CA Foundation Law exam? They don't do scanner properly. This was asked 1, 2, 3. Sisters, you only will answer the question. But listen, be with me, be with SG. Miss Geeta, who is there? If you are observing, all madams are coming, no sir is coming. Because with sir, there is no problem in general. Yeah, shall we? Chuno beta. So question is lengthy. After a small commercial break. That is the break. You enjoyed the break, not 2 minutes? Yeah. See, Miss Geeta went to local rice and wheat wholesale shop and asked 100 kgs of the basmati rice. Three things are there. Geeta is there, shop is there. She won 100 kgs, that to basmati rice only. The shopkeeper quoted the price of the sale 125 rupees per kg, to which she agreed. So he said the kg will be 125. She said, okay sir, no problem, I'm ready to pay. Miss Geeta insisted that she would like to see the sample of what will be provided to her by shopkeeper before she agreed upon the purchase. She said, show me sample. Okay, 125 is okay, but show me sample. The shopkeeper showed her a bowl of the rice sample. So showing the sample, see madam, the rice is like this, kg 125. The sample exactly correspond with the entire lot. The same water sample I am showing, the same bag I delivered, 100 kgs. Shopkeeper. The buyer examined the sample casually. How? That means negligently. Whose fault? Without noticing the fact that even though the sample was that of basmati rice, but it contains a mix of the long and short grain. సో పొడుగు పొడుగు ఉండాలి బాస్మతి అంటే కొంచెం మధ్యలో సన్న ఇరిగిపోయిన బియ్యం కూడా ఉన్నాయి అందులో. ఎస్ సార్, నో సార్? హూస్ ఫాల్ట్? సెల్లరా, బయరా? She was examining casually. See here I'm changing the various colors, I'm underlining, you are understanding. What about in the exam? You should be cautious. Your eyes should be like an eagle eyes. Done. Here SG is there with you to hold your hand, but who will be there in your hand exam to hold your hand? The cook on opening the bag. We discussed same example, I think. SG class. The cook opened the bag, complained that the dish, if prepared with rice, would not taste as the quality of the rice was not as per requirement of the dish. Now Geeta wants to file a suit of fraud against the seller, alleging him of selling the mix of the good and cheap quality rice. Whose fault? Madam fault. And madam is shouting because madam. Will she be successful? Madam will not successful because you're shouting. Yes, madam. Examine the basic law of the sale by sample. He explaining is asking what is sale by sample. Decide the fate of the case and options open to buyer for grievance redressal. Redressal means solution. Grievance means problem. As per the provisions of the Sales of Goods Act. So madam has no option. Shaka has to go to home. What would be your answer in case Geeta specified her exact requirement of length of the rice? Then caveat emptor will be applicable. Buyer, seller will be responsible. In second case. Then this question is for 6 marks, 1 mark, 1 mark, 1 mark. 3 marks is for provision. Then same question came so many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 turns are better. The only thing he will change the names and small variation will may be there. Then question. Prakash reaches a wheat shop asking for 1 kg of the barfi anta. Barfi means sweet. Prakash reaches the sweet shop asking for 1 kg of barfi. If sweet is fresh, the seller replies, sir, in my shop all are fresh. Ade, my all sweets are fresh and good quality. Whose sweets? Prakash agreed to buy on the condition that first he will taste 1 piece of barfi to check the quality, to check the ఒకటి తింటా. Then seller might give the 1 barfi, that is sample. That is the seller gave him 1 piece to taste. Prakash, on finding the quality is good, asked the seller to pack. Yes, the barfi is very tasty. You pack the 1 kg of the sweet. On reaching home, beta, Prakash finds that barfi is stale. Stale ante murigipoyindi. Stale అంటే general meaning of stale means unfit for eating. మురిగిపోవడం, that kind of thing is called as stale. Bad smell is coming. है ना? Stale and not fresh. While the piece he tasted was fresh. That piece only tasty. Other pieces are not tasty. Now Prakash wants to avoid the contact and return the burfi to seller. State with the reasons whether Prakash can avoid the contact and the sales of goods set. Will your answer be different if Prakash does not taste the sweets? First of all, he's tasting the sweets, anta. So depends. If again, if you go to shop, the remaining piece is there, but which he tasted. If both are matching, he can't rescind the contract because sample is matching with the tended quantity. Yes or no, sir? If it's not tasting, he can rescind because it is unfit for eating. Then, in the instant case, the sale of sweet is sale by the sample and quality of the bulk does not correspond with the quality of the sample. Hence, she can return. She can, because both are not matching. What she tasted and what she is delivering is not matching. So sample is not matching, quality is not matching. They can rescind. In case the sale of sweet is sale by description and quality of the goods does not correspond, still she can rescind. She is not tasting, but description is not matching. What can described fresh? Fresh unda? No. Can he rescind? Q asked P, the seller for washing machine, which is suitable for washing woolen cloths. Which cloth, beta? I need a washing machine which can able to wash the woolen cloth. Woolen cloth means like sweater kind of things. Don't do one type. Mr. P showed him particular machine which Mr. Q liked and paid for it. Later on, machine delivered was found unfit for washing the woolen cloths. So what is matching? Sample is matching. What is not matching? Description not matching. What is not matching? Description. He immediately informed P about the delivery of the wrong machine. Mr. P refused to exchange the same, saying that the contract was complete after delivery of the washing machine. So, with reference to Shogun, will buyer win the case? Answer is yes. He can repudiate the contract. He can get the refund also because I specifically said I need a machine which can able to wash the woolen cloths. Since it is unfit for woolen cloths, can he rescind the contract? Getting answer is different. Writing the answer is different. I hope you will understand. Making you feel that the answer is easy, that's my duty being a faculty. Reproducing your duty only, sir. Yes, sir, no, sir. Don't tell the track lay. At another. Then, Barbar Padna, Barbar Padna. You should do it today itself and you should do every day. Saran said, Abba. A person purchased bread from the bakery shop. The piece of bread contained stone. Same example I gave. He ate the bread, stone is there. Cake is teeth. He lost 2 teeth. It which the broke the buyer's teeth while eating. What are the rights available to buyer? There is no condition as to wholesomeness. You can rescind the contract. Amit was shopping in a self-service supermarket. Don't think that it is a second chapter question in say Conduct Act. Invitation to offer. He picked up the bottle of the cold drink from the shelf. While he was examining the bottle that was exploded in his hand, injured him. Discussed, huh? Someone was went to supermarket while examining the bottle that was burst. Yes, sir, no, sir. He files a suit against the damages. He files a suit for damages against the owner of the market on the ground that a breach of condition. Breach of decide and the sales of goods item whether Mr. Amit will be successful in his claim. Answer is yes. It is not merchantable quality. It is not the same example we discussed in the class also. If you're focusing with your brain. D bought a color TV from Kaka Enterprises for a sum of 40K. The TV set was defective right from the beginning. Right from the beginning, it is not working. So TV is supposed to make the noise, but it is not making any noise at all. Whether it is called as a TV? No. So breach of condition as to merchantable. A purchased hot water bottle from the retail chemist. The chemist informed him that The bottle was specifically meant for holding up the hot water. At the time of use, bottle was burst as soon as hot water was poured into the injured ace wife. Whose wife? We discuss. One person, beautiful wife, he like the nails, fingers. Breach of condition as to quality and fitness. Quality and discussed. More or less all examples are discussed only, beta. So explain the condition as to merchantability, condition as to wholesomeness. Date question, beta. Maybe 4 marks, but see the answer given by ICA. इतना लिखे तो बस है बेटा. Discuss the various types of implied warranties. Implied, I said very important. Date question will come. This question came 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 to 11 times. Done. फटाफट लिख लेना बेटा 4 conditions. You know, chapter complete, including scanner. From my side, I explained, I give notes, I revised, I did the scanner also. Being a faculty, I did these many things. I don't know how many things you should do being a student. Done. Have a great time. Enjoy the day. Prepare well. SG signing off. Take care. Yeah. Welcome back, sir. We'll do the scanner on the passing of property. Right? First question. This was asked how many times? So many times. Very important. Explain any 6 circumstances in detail in which non-owner can convey the better title to the bona fide purchaser of the goods under the Sales of Goods Act. General rule: namo that non-code habit. No one can give what he himself does not possess. If seller does not have the ownership, buyer will not get the ownership. Some exceptions are there, beta. In these exceptional cases, we will get the ownership. Then, third question, like sale by extortion, sale by mercantile agent, sale by joint owners. We have got explanation also. Sale goods under wardable contract, sale by the seller who's under the position of the goods after sale, sale by the buyer before transfer of ownership, sale by unpaid seller, sale by official receiver, finder of the last goods, and pledge. Then second question, beta. Even this was asked 4 or 5 times in the exam. J, the owner of the Fiat car, wants to sell his car. There's a person called J. He wanted to sell his car. For this purpose, he hand over the car to P. J is there. J is giving the car to P for the purpose of selling. A mercantile agent. P is a mercantile agent. P, a mercantile agent for sale at a price not less than 50. Hey Babu, you want to sell this car to anyone for 50k. How much? 50k. The agent sells the car for 40 to A. Selling the car to 40 to A. Who buys the car in good faith? So he is purchasing the car in the good faith without knowledge of any fraud and without notice of the fraud and misappropriate the money also. Who is misappropriating? P is going flying away with that money also. J sued the A for recovery of the car. Can J file a case? This is nothing but which case, beta? Fox versus King, as it is. Here, buyer will get the good title. Who will get the good title, beta? He will get the good title. Even seller is not having the title, buyer will get the good title because he is acting in the ordinary course of business. Because here, P is having the possession of the goods, a document of title to goods. And here, agent is acting in the ordinary course of business. Buyer is purchasing the goods in. So P is a mercantile agent. So the buyer has obtained the good title. J cannot file a case on the A to recovery of the car. Done? Clear? Everyone? So, next question. So, next question, beta. A, B, C are the joint owners. Which owners? A, B, C are the joint owners of a truck. We discussed as a bike. A, B, C are the joint owners. of a truck, and possession of the said truck was with B. So A, B is the joint owners, but the bike is with whom, beta? The truck is with the B only. In our example, Shiva is having the car. Na? B. X purchased the truck from B without knowing that A and C are also owners of the truck. Decide in the light of the provisions of the sales or goods at whether sale between B and X is valid or not. Valid and valid are valid. If the goods are in the position of the one of the joint owner having the possession, and possession of the goods with the permission of the other owners, and buyer purchase the goods in the good faith. If these three conditions are satisfied, X will get the good tag. Which tag will be done? The same example we discussed in the class also, regular lecture. In the place of the truck, we have discussed it as a bike. पीछे का टायर, सामने का टायर. Yes sir, no sir. Next question, beta. Very important. This question came so many times. How many times? Mr. Samuel agreed to purchase 100 bales of cotton from Varun. Who is selling the cotton? Varun is selling. Who is buying? Samuel. Seller. How many bales of cotton? 100 bales. 100 bales of out of his large quantity anukunta, and send his men to take the delivery of the goods. Samuel is sending his person to take the delivery of the goods, and they packed only 60 bales. How many bales, beta? Later on, there was a fire accident, and entire stock was destroyed, including the 60 bales that were already packed. Referring to sales of goods, explain who will bear the risk of loss of the goods. See, here, out of 100 bales, clear, beta? If 60 bales are only 60 bales, ownership is transferred to buyer. Who should bear the risk of loss of the goods for the 60 bales? Buyer. For remaining 40 bales, seller has to bear the risk of loss of the goods. If ownership is not transferred on the 60 bales, everything, who should bear the risk of loss of the goods? Super, beta. Out of the 100 bales, two options will be there. On 60 bales, ownership is transferred. For the 60 bales, buyer will bear the risk of loss of the goods. For remaining 40, seller. If ownership is not at all transferred to buyer, for everything, who will bear the risk of loss of the goods? The same thing will be there. Section 26 of the Sales of Goods Act provides that unless otherwise agreed, the goods remain at the seller's risk until ownership is transferred to buyer. Ownership is transferred to. So, as per section 18 and 23, the sale of unascertained goods, no property in the goods will be transferred to buyer unless goods are ascertained. Goods are out of large stock. How many goods are ascertained? 60. On the 60, if ownership is transferred, who will bear the risk of loss of the good? Buyer. Remaining 40, if ownership is not at all transferred, where the bales have been selected with the consent of the buyer, with the consent of the, that means ownership is transferred. Ownership is transferred. For 60 bales, who will bear the risk? Buyer. 40 bales, who will bear the risk? Seller. Where the bales have not been selected with the consent of the buyer, then everything, who should bear the risk? Beta? Done. This question came so many times in the exam. How many times, sir? Next, sale on return basis. So many questions are there, but sale on return basis. Sale or return basis. Referring to provisions of the Sales of Goods Act 1930 state the circumstances under which, when the goods are delivered to buyer on approval or on sale or return basis, the property thereon passes to buyer. Miss Preeti owned a motor car which she handed over to Joshi. Preeti is the owner. She gave the car to Joshi. For which basis? Return and return. If you like it, return. If you don't like, वापस दे दो. Sale or return basis. After a week, Joshi pledging the car with Ganesh. Pledging the car with what does it mean? She does something which shows that she's adopting the transaction. adopting the देखो बेटा, when buyer does any act, when buyer does any act adopting the transaction like selling and pledging, ownership will be transferred to whom beta? Buyer. So pledging the motor car with Ganesh. Preeti now claims back the motor car from the Ganesh. Preeti claim back the motor car from the Ganesh. Can she claim? No, because ownership is transferred on this day. Ownership is transferred from the Preeti to Joshi to Ganesh. Preeti now claim back the motor car from the Ganesh. Will she succeed? No, she will not succeed. Referring to provisions of the sales of goods, decide and examine the what source available to Preeti. She can claim only amount. She can claim only amount, but not she can't do anything extra. And same example we discussed in the class or not, as it is example. You know, this question came 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 to 7 times in the exam. Same question can repeated again. See, buyer took the delivery. Preeti cannot claim back the motor car from the Ganesh. She can claim only price. Done. Clear. Question. The buyer took delivery of the 20 table. The buyer took the delivery of the 20 tables from the seller on sale or return basis without examining them. Subsequently, he sold 5 tables to customer. So, buyer is there, seller is there, buyer is there. How many tables is purchasing beta? 20. On which basis of seller? Return basis. Subsequently, out of this 20, she sold 5 chairs to customer. 2. The customer lodged the complaint of some defect in the tables. So customer said, so the table is not perfect quality. The buyer sought to return the tables to seller. Since the customer is giving back to buyer said, I want to return it to the seller. So was the buyer is entitled to return the tables to the seller under the provisions of the Sales of Goods Act. See, out of this 20, for 15 ownership is transferred? No. For this 5 ownership is transferred? Yes. Can buyer return this 15? Yes. Can buyer return this 5? No. Then, yes or no, sir? When she is selling it to third party, when she is selling it to third party, ownership will be transferred to the buyer from the seller. Clear? Done. Listen the examples properly. Chapter will be very, very easy. A delivered horse to B on sale or return basis. The agreement provides that B should try the horse for how many days, beta? A is giving the horse to B for 8 days. How many days, beta? And he did not like the horse. On third day, the horse died. When horse is dead, beta? Third day. So, on third day, who is the owner? Seller. Who should be the risk of loss of the good? Seller. So, died without the fault of the B. A filed a suit against the B for recovery of the price. Can seller recover the price from the B? No, because ownership is not transferred. Seller has to be the risk of loss of the good. Then, the same example we discussed here. I will show you. Same example we discussed. Yes or no, sir? Then, next. Akansh purchased TV set from Arvind, the owner of the Gada Electricals, on the condition that first 3 days he will check its quality, and if satisfied he will pay for that, otherwise he will return it. How many days beta? On the second day, who is selling? Arvind. To whom? Akash. For how many days? 3 days. On second day, TV set was spoiled due to earthquake. On second day, who is the owner? Seller itself. How it is खराब हो गया? Due to earthquake. Who should be the risk of loss of the good? Seller. And Arvind demanding the price. Can he demand? No. The same question was asked. ऊपर बेटा 1, 2. Same question. In the place of the horse, it is replaced with the TV. Next, J, the wholesaler of the premium basmati rice delivered on approval basis. On approval, 100 bags of the rice of 10 kg each to local retailer on sale or return basis within a month of delivery. So, J is selling the goods to whom, beta? Buyer. For how many months, beta? 30 days. The next day, the retailer sold 5 bags. How many bags, beta? On this 5 bags, ownership is transferred to buyer. A week later, K informed the retailer that the quantity of the rice is not as per the price. Same, in the place of the check, he is replacing with the rice. Then, so how many kgs selling, beta? 5 kgs. Ownership is transferred to buyer. So remaining 95 bags, ownership is not transferred. So buyer can return only this 95. Buyer cannot return the 5. Same like above that tables. Yes or no, sir? As it is. Then next, Ashish trader delivered a camera to Mohan on sale or return basis. Mohan delivers the camera to Raj. Katam. Ownership is transferred. So Ashish gave it to whom, beta? Mohan. Mohan gave it to whom, beta? Raj. Ownership is transferred. On the terms of the sale for cash, sale for cash only or return. Afterwards, Raj delivered it to Vikas. Raj delivered it to Vikas. That means ownership is transferred from the Ashish to Mohan, Mohan to Raju, Raj ante. We don't know what Vikas is doing. Afterwards, uh, Raj delivered it to Vikas. Ownership is transferred to Raj also. Raj only. Vikas will decide whether to keep it or not. Ownership is transferred from the Ashish to Mohan, Mohan to Raju. Ownership is not transferred to Vikas. Because Vikas said, I will use it for some days. How many days? Ownership is transferred, ownership is transferred, ownership is transferred. But not here. Raj delivered it to Vikas on sale return basis without paying it to Mohan. The camera, which was in the position of the Vikas, was lost by theft, though he exercised the due care and safety. Referring to provisions of the sales of goods, analyze the situation. So, advice Mohan, Raj, and Vikas were jointly severally liable for the price to Ashish or not. These people will be liable to Ashish. Vikas will not be liable because ownership is not transferred to Vikas. Then Vikas did not accept the goods. Vikas is not liable. Vikas is not so who is liable? Beta, he has to pay to Mohan. Mohan has to pay to Ashish. Then so Mohan is liable to pay the price to Ashish. So he has to pay the price to M. R has to pay the price to M. M has to pay the price to A. Clear? Done. If you understand the question properly, answer is dead easy. Next, passing of the property and the last two questions. Mr. G sold some goods to H for a certain price by issue of the invoice, but payment in respect of the same was not received on the day. The goods were packed and lying in the godown of the D. The goods were inspected by H agent and found in order. So, who is selling the goods? G. To whom? H. But the payment in respect of the same was not received on the same day. So, payment is not the payment is immaterial. The goods were packed and laying in the godown of the G. The goods were inspected by H and found in order. What does it mean? Ownership is transferred to H. H said, yes, goods are as per our quality. We are accepting. We are. But where is the goods, beta? Seller's warehouse. Sellers. Later on, use of the goods were settled in cash. He paid the money also. He paid the money. There accepted the goods also, payment also done, but delivery is not happened. Just after receiving the cash, he asked H that the goods should be taken away from the Godam to enable him to store the another goods. Hey Babu, H, buyer, you paid the price, ownership has transfer, take back your goods. Take back your leke jao. Someone leke jao. After one day, since H did not take the delivery of the goods, whose fault is the buyer fault? Is not taking the goods, not taking the After one day, H did not take the delivery of the goods. G kept the goods out of the Godam in open space. Due to rain, the goods were damaged. So he's keeping the goods outside the warehouse. Seller is keeping the goods outside the showroom, outside the Godam. वो खराब हो गए बेटा. Who should be the risk of loss of the goods? Buyer has to be the risk of loss of the goods. I already said take back your goods. Without taking, I keep it outside because I have to show my other stock, no beta. Done na. So referring to provisions of the sales report to analyze the above situation, decide who will be responsible for the above damage. Buyer. Ownership is transferred, payment is also made. You are unable to take back your goods, your negligence. Will your answer be different if the dues were not settled in cash but still pending? But price is not important. Ownership is transferred, na buyer has to bear the risk of loss of the good. Then how many marks? 6 marks. 1, 2, 3. Every question is coming come 4 to 5 times for observing. Then last question beta. Third question, risk prima facie pass with the property and exceptions. What are the exceptions beta? 3 exceptions. First one, agreement to counter. Agreement to second one, delayed delivery. Third one, usage of the trade. Risk and ownership will go together, but we have some exceptions. This was asked how many times beta? Only once. 2021. Done with revision and scanner also. So remaining part will start in the next class, chapter 4 from the Soga. We'll discuss in the next class. Have a great time. Enjoy the day. Prepare well. SG signing off. Take care. Done. Yeah. Welcome back, sir. In the last class, we have revised the delivery of the goods. Rapid revision completed. We'll do the scanner. Two things are very, very important in CA. One is revision, one is scanner. That's it. Done. First question. This was asked in 2022. What is the effect of part delivery made under the contract of sale? It is two types. I agree to give delivery of the 100 bags of the rest Rajini, but I am giving only 40 bags. Ownership also transferred for the 40 bags. इसको बोलते हैं part delivery is equal to part delivery. For the 60 bags, Rajini has to bear the risk of, for this 40 bags, Rajini has to bear the risk of loss of the good buyer. Remaining 60 bags, seller has to bear the risk of loss of the good. If I'm giving, I have to give delivery of the 100 bags, but I'm giving only 40. Ownership is transferred for the 100. इसको बोलते हैं part delivery is equal to whole delivery. So for 100 bags of the rice, who has to bear the risk of the loss? Buyer. Then we get the star also if you observe for this point. Here is the PVIMP is there. Explain the provisions relating to delivery of wrong quantity. Which quantity? Wrong quantity. This was asked for 3 marks. This was 3 types: short delivery, excess delivery, mixed delivery. Which delivery? In case of I have to deliver the 100 bags of the rice, but I'm giving only 60 bags. You can accept the 60, you can reject the 60. Short delivery. Which delivery better? Accept 60, pay for 60. You can reject the short delivery also. You need not pay. Excess delivery. I have to go deliver the 100 bags, but I'm delivering the 120 bags. We have 3 options: accept 120, reject 120, or accept 100, reject 20. Then mixed delivery. I have to give delivery of the 100 bags of Sona Masuri, but I'm giving 80 bags Sona Masuri, 20 bags of BPT. So we have 3 options: accept a whole, reject the whole, accept Sona Masuri 80 bags, reject 20 BPT. Done. Clear. Here also I kept star, I think. ये देखो बेटा PVIMP. PV. So you should focus. Short delivery, excess delivery, mixed delivery. Done. Screen. Look at the screen, but don't talk, don't tell, don't advise. This was asked for 4 marks. How many marks, beta? 4 marks. 2 बार आया बट एग्जाम में already. Ayukt purchased 100 kgs of the wheat from Bhaskar. Who's the Bhaskar seller? Ayukt is the how many kgs? 100 kgs of the wheat. Bhaskar says that wheat is in his warehouse. Who is the Bhaskar? Seller. In his warehouse. In the custody of the Kishore. In the custody of the who is the Kishore? Third party. We discuss same example. In the warehouse of third party. Third party. Kishore is the third party. The warehouse keeper. The Kishore confirmed Ayukt that he can take the delivery of the wheat for him. Kishore informed the buyer, I am holding your goods on your behalf. Which delivery is this? Constructive delivery. So Kishore confirmed Ayukt that he can take the delivery of wheat from him. Till then he is holding the wheat on Ayukt behalf. Whose behalf? I am holding your goods on your behalf. Same example we discussed. ये देखो बेटा same example. Seller SG, buyer Rajni. Who is this? Sahiti warehouse. Sahiti warehouse. When Sahiti informs Rajni that I am holding your goods on your behalf, which delivery is happened? Done na? So before I picks up the goods from the warehouse, the whole wheat the whole wheat in the warehouse was floated into the floods. Now Ayukt wants his price on contention that no delivery has been made by the seller. Deliveries happened or not happened? Deliveries happen. Deliveries? Which delivery? Constructive delivery. Who should bear the risk of loss of the goods? Whether Ayukt is right in his view. Ayukt is not right. Deliveries are happen. Which delivery? Constructive delivery. Which delivery? The same example we discussed in the regular lecture also. Done. This was came for how many marks? 4 marks. That's why listen to examples properly. Ayukt is not right. SG example is nothing but scanner हो जाता जाता नहीं जाता किधर जाता What are the rules relating to acceptance of delivery? Acceptance of we kept star there if you observe. Acceptance of delivery. Star star superstar star star. Acceptance of delivery पूरा लिख लेना बेटा. How many marks? Maybe 4 marks. Maybe. ये देखो 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 देखो. What do you mean by delivery of the goods under the sales of goods sector? State the various types of delivery. What is the delivery? What are the various types of delivery? ये देखो. How many stars we kept? So many stars. How many stars there? How many types came? Done. Meaning of delivery. Meaning of delivery. Clear na? Types of delivery. So we kept so many stars. So many times also came. Done. That's it. Done na? Clear. So remaining part will discuss in the next class. Abba, until if you revise again, the same feeling you will get till the exam. Abba. If you don't revise, in the exam hall, you have to feel like Abba. Two types of Abbas will be there. Yes or no, sir? So, what you should do after the lecture? Revise. Have a great time. Enjoy the day. Prepare well. So, welcome back, sir. We'll do the scanner questions on the unpaid seller. First one. What are the rights of unpaid seller against the goods? Against the goods, how many rights are there for unpaid seller? 3 rights. What are they? Right of lien, right to stoppage of goods in transit, and right of resale. Right of. So this was asked 1, 2, 3 times in the exam beta. Right of lien, right to stoppage of goods in transit, and right of resale. Direct question. Next question beta. D sold some goods to E for 5 lakhs on 15 days credit. How many days credit? And Mr. D delivered the goods. Delivered the Goods are left from the seller. Who sold the goods? B. To whom? A. How many days credit term? 15 days. 1/1/27 he sold. You have to make the payment by 15/1/27. For example, 15 days credit is there. But we give the goods to E. We give the goods to. Can I access right of lien? No, because goods is not there. Can I access right of swap the goods and transit? No, because goods are not there. Can I access right of resale? No, goods is not there. So that is important. Mr. D delivered the goods on the due date. He refused to pay the price. To state the position of the rights of D. So what D can do? He can't do anything with goods. He can do something with only E. What we can do the E? Sue for the price. Sue for the repetition of contract. Sue for the done na? Sue for the price. Sue for damages. Sue for the interest. Here what is important? Goods are delivered. Goods are. If you don't identify that word, come on, 4 marks chale gaya. 6 marks. This question came so many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times I have done. If you don't identify this word, no, you will get right of lien, right of surplus of goods in transit, right of resale, and you will come to your home. You will you only will give 5 out of 6 or 6 out of 6, but he will get under. कितने मिलता? Because that rights are not available. Generally, what we focus more on the goods or on the buyer? On the goods only we will focus. Yes sir, no sir, right of lien, right to stoppage. So if you don't identify that word, no, 6 mark चले गया. 6 mark किधर किधर भी आपको अंडा मिलता. क्या मिलता? మనం ఏం చేస్తాం, ఇంటికి వచ్చి భలే రాశాను రా నేను, తోపు తురుము అబ్బబ్బబ్బబ్బబ్బబ్బా. నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ బేటా. When can unpaid seller of the goods exercise right of lien over the goods? Right of lien over the. Can he exercise right of lien even if property in the goods are passed to buyer? Yes. Even ownership is transferred, we can exercise right of lien. But we should have the possession. When this right is terminated, and can he exercise right of lien even after he has obtained the decree? Answer is yes. Even if he obtained a decree, देखो, I kept star also. The seller may exercise the right of lien even though he has obtained the decree. I kept star also. Done. So what he is asking about everything. When it can be, what is the meaning of lien? When it can be exercised, when it is lost. Clear? ये पूरा लिखना. कितना मार्क आता है बेटा? Maybe 6 marks, 4 marks वस्ते. Next question. These are recent questions. Dates are missing, but 15, 16, 25, 26 questions. A agreed to sell certain goods to be on certain price, certain date, on 10 days credit. How many days credit? The period of 10 days credit also expired. I sold the goods to Rajni for 10 days. 10 days also expired. Goods were still in the position of the A. So can access right of lien. Goods are given. Credit period is there. Credit period also expired. Goods are with the seller. B has also not paid the price of the goods. So credit is given. Credit is expired. Buyer is not paying the money to seller. Seller is an unpaid seller. Goods in the position of the unpaid seller. And B become insolvent. Buyer become insolvent. And A refuse to deliver the goods to access the right of lien. Can unpaid seller access right of lien? Can he access right of lien? Yes, sir. He has the right to access the lien because goods are sold. Price is not paid. Credit is expired. Buyer become insolvent. Goods are with the unpaid seller. All conditions are satisfied. Next question मेरा 24 में आया. Mr. Shankar sold 1000 kgs of wheat to Ganesh on the credit of 3 months. The wheat was to be delivered. That means not a delivered. Was to be delivered after 10 days of the contract. After 10 days of the goods are sold on 1/1/27. Due date 31st March 27. 3 months credit. How many months credit? So goods are to be given after 10 days. But after 5 days of the contract, friend of Mr. Shankar secretly informed him Mr. Ganesh has made a default in payment. Satish, I give example now. So after 5 days, the first 10 days, who will have the position of the goods? Buyer, seller. See, payment has to be given, delivery should be given after 10 days. After, so we will give the position only after 10 days. But right now, After 5 days only, friend of Mr. Shankar, who Shankar seller, secretly informed him that Ganesh may make the default. So someone said to me, buyer will not make the payment. Buyer will not make the same example we discussed. షాప్ ఉంది, రైస్ ఎందుకున్నాయి సార్, గోపాల్కి ఇద్దాం అనుకున్నా, ఆడు చెప్పిండు, గుర్తుకున్నారా గోపాల్? ఎస్జీ ఎగ్జామ్స్ అట్లా ఉంటాయి. క్యాన్రే on the information from the friend, Mr. Shankar applied for right of lien, right of, and withheld the delivery, withheld the, referring to provisions of the sales of goods, state Mr. Shankar has right of lien or not. No, because we sold goods on the credit. Credit period is not expired. Will he become insolvent? No. Can he exercise right of lien? No. Lien can be exercised. The goods are sold without credit. ఆ గూడ్స్ సోల్డ్ ఆన్ క్రెడిట్, క్రెడిట్ పీరియడ్ ఇస్ ఎక్స్పైర్డ్ అయిందా? కాలే. కొన్ని బయర్ ఇన్సాల్వెంట్ అయిందా? కాలే. బుజ్జి, అందుకే ఐసీఐ క్వశ్చన్లు అంటారు వాటిని. స్టేట్ వెదర్ శంకర్ హ్యాస్ రైట్ ఆఫ్ లీన్. నో. వాట్ వుడ్ బి యువర్ ఆన్సర్ ఇఫ్ గణేష్ బికమ్ ఇన్సాల్వెంట్? దెన్ హీ హ్యాస్ రైట్ ఆఫ్ లీన్. క్లియర్? నాట్ అన్ఫెడ్ సార్. All these examples we discussed are not, but while reading the question, no, you should be sharp like eagle. Shweta said right? While reading the question, you should be sharp like eagle. Don't sleep while reading the questions. Explain right of lien. Explain right of lien as the right of unpaid seller. That question beta. Right of lien mottam rada purali clear na. Next, Ram sells 200 bales of cloth to Shyam. Who is selling? Ram. To whom? Shyam. How many bales? 200 bales of 200 bales by lorry. By lorry. 200 bales and sends 100 bales by lorry. Out of this 200, 100 is by erra lorry. A lorry. 100 bales by railways. How many bales by sending? 200. Out of that 100 is by lorry. 100 is by railways. Shyam receives the delivery of the 100 bales sent by lorry. This one reached. Can you access right of lien? Right to stop the goods in transit? No, because delivery ho gaya. But before receiving the delivery of the bale sent by railway, buyer become insolvent. Buyer become bankrupt. That means insolvent. Ram being unpaid stopped the goods in transit. The official receiver of the Shyam's insolvency claims the goods. Decide the case as per provisions of the SOGA. Can I access this right on this lorry goods? No. On this, yes. Because it is not a delivered. Not at the Ara. This question was asked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I read the same question as it is. Can stop 100 bales cloth sent by the railways because they're in transit. Lorry reach ho gaya. Next, A, who is an agent of the buyer, has obtained the goods from railway authorities and loaded the goods in his truck. So, who's the seller? In the meantime, the railway authorities received notice from B, the seller. Who's selling? B. Generally, ఏమనుకుంటాం A and B రాసుకుంటాం. Who's selling? Who's buying? To confuse you, who is giving reverse. So, A, agent of the buyer, obtain the goods. Obtain the, whether lien is there? No. Stoppage of goods in transit? No. Obtained the goods from railway authorities and loaded in his own truck. So, but that means buyer has taken the goods. Who's the buyer? A. In the meantime, the railway authorities received notice from B, the seller, for stoppage of goods in transit as the buyer become insolvent. Referring to provisions of the SOGA, can we access that to stoppage of goods in transit? No, because buyer or his agent has taken the delivery of the goods. Delivery of the goods. Because वो दे दिया already. We can sue only for the price, damages. We can sue only on the buyer, but not on the goods. So what is the crux here? Agent of the buyer has taken the goods. Taken the goods. Done? Clear? What do you mean by right to stoppage of goods in transit and how it can be exercised? We should write everything about the right to stoppage of goods in transit. Direct question beta. ये देख कितना बार आया? बार आ रहा. Under the provisions of the SOGA, when are the goods considered to be in transit? Direct question. What is transit and what, when transit comes to an end? ये पूरा लिखना बेटा. Meaning when it can be exercised, what is transit, when transit will be comes to an end. ये पेज पूरा लिखे तो कितना मार्क आता है बेटा? मे बी 4 or 6 marks. Ashu of Bombay enters into agreement with Jay of New Delhi to supply 5 motorcycles to be delivered to the later at New Delhi. Who's selling? Ashu. To whom? Jay. Ashu is in the Bombay, Jay is in the New Delhi. How many cycles? 5 cycles. Ashu sends these motorcycles through measures the transportation. Who's the law that who's vehicle owner? Transportation company measures the transport. A transporter, the transport is a transporter. The motorcycle reaches the Delhi on time, but J delays to take the delivery. Measures the transportation informs Jyoti that the motorcycles are lying at their Godam at the J's risk. Whose risk? What is happened here? Constructive delivery. Which delivery? Which delivery? It says the transport informs Jyoti that motorcycles are lying at their Godam at the J's risk. So delivery is deemed to be happened to whom? Buyer. Before taking the delivery of these motorcycles, J become insolvent. Who become insolvent? Can we access rate of lien? No. Can we access rate to stoppage of goods in transit? No. Because goods are delivered to whom? Buyer. So unpaid seller cannot access rate to stoppage of goods in transit because what is the crux here? Goods are delivered to whom, beta? Buyer. Are you able to understand sleeping? Huh? Next, this one is completed. Next question, beta. AB sold 500 bags of wheat to CD. Who's selling? AB. To whom? CD. Seller buyer. Each bag contains 50 kilograms of wheat. Each bag is containing the 50 kilograms of wheat. AB sent how many bags we sold, beta? 500. AB sent 450 bags by road transport. Out of this 450, he's sending by road. CD himself took the remaining 50. CD has taken. On this 50 bags, whether we have rate of lien? No. Right to stop the goods in transit? No. So, before CD receives the delivery of the 450 bags, which are sent by lorry at the roadways, sent by road transport, he becomes bankrupt. AB, being still unpaid, stop the bags in transit. The official receiver of the CD's insolvency claims the bag. So, can excess rate of lien on this right to stop the goods in transit on this 450? Yes. What about this? No. Then in the exam also you have to make drawing like this. How many bags we sold? 500. Out of this 500, 50 bags are given to buyer. No rate of lien, no rate to stop the goods in transit, no rate of resale also. 450 still in the transit. Can I stop this 450? Yes. Done. Explain the provisions of the law relating to unpaid sellers, rate of lien, rate to stop the transit. So what is rate of lien? What is rate of is asking difference is better. Difference between the rate of lien and the rate to stop the goods in transit. What do you understand by term unpaid seller under SOGA? And when can unpaid seller access the right to stop the goods in transit? So, right question. So, who is unpaid seller and right to stop the goods in transit? State the circumstances in which unpaid seller has right of resell. Is giving the notice. Goods are perishable in nature. We express reserve the right to resell. We discussed that. Next, Suraj sold his car to Sohan for 75,000 rupees after inspection and satisfaction. Sohan paid 25,000 after inspection and so buyer is satisfied with the goods. How much he paid? 25. took the position of the car. Took the, whether we have right of way? No. Right to stop at the goods in transit? No. Right of racer? No, because goods are given. Took the position of the car. Promised to pay the remaining amount within a month. Later on, Soham refused to give the remaining money on the ground that the car was not in good condition. Advised the Suraj, what remedy is available? What remedy is available? Sue for the price only. Yes or no, sir? So we can sue for the price, sue for interest, other proceedings only, but we can't do anything with goods because car లేలియా. Done. అర్థమైతేనే what are the rights of unpaid seller against the buyer? Sue for the price, sue for damages, sue for cancellation, sue for the interest. What are the rights of buyer against the seller? I sold the goods, but I'm not giving the goods to buyer. Buyer can sue for the damages, sue for specific performance, sue for the breach, sue for the cancellation, sue for the interest. J sold a machine to K. Who sold beta? To whom? K. K gave a check for the payment. Who gave a check beta? The check was dishonored. Check was, but J hand over the delivery. But J hand over the delivery order to K. K sold the goods to R on the basis of the delivery order. J wanted to exercise the right of lien. Can he? No. Can he do so? Answer is no. So right of lien will be lost because buyer is selling the goods to third party with the consent of the seller. Then are you able to understand, sir? Last one, sale by auction. Sale by, how many questions are there? So many questions. First one, Rachit arranges. Rachita, Rachita. Rachit arranges an auction to sell an antique wall clock. ఏ క్లాక్? ఆంటిక్ కాదు, అది యాంటిక్ అంటే ఒక అప్పటిది అని అర్థం. ఓల్డ్ వాల్ క్లాక్. ఆంటీ దగ్గర వాల్ క్లాక్ ఎందుకు ఉండే, రిస్ట్ వాచ్ ఉండాలి కదా అని అడగొద్దు. అది ఆంటీ కాదు, యాంటిక్. దీప, who is she? Being one of the bidders, give the highest bid. Who is auctioning? Rachit. Who is buying? Deepa. Gives the highest bid. For announcing the completion of the sale, the auctioneer falls the hammer on the table. Hammer on the table, but suddenly hammer breaks and damages the watch. Deepa want to avoid the contract. Can she? Same example we discussed. So while doing the auction, goods are damaged. Goods are, who should bear the risk of loss of the goods? Seller. Who? Who should bear the risk? Can Deepa avoid the contract? Deepa will not be liable. She can avoid the contract because ownership is not given to buyer. Same example we discussed, if you remember. Laddu gir gaya. Yes sir, no sir. Referring to provisions of the SOGA state the rules as to SOGA auction sale, date question beta, everything about the auction. An auction sale, an auction of sale of certain goods was held on 7th March by fall of hammer in favor of the highest bidder X. When auction is completed beta, 7th. The payment of for the price must be made on 8th. Payment mukyama, ownership mukyama? When it is transferred, 7th. But payment to be made on next day, followed by the delivery of the goods on 10th. When ownership is transferred, payment 8th, delivery 10th. Based upon the provisions of the SOGA, decide when the auction is complete. 7th, 8th, 10th. On 7th, ownership is transferred. On 8th, payment is made. On 10th, delivery is given. When auction is deemed to be done, 7th March. Explain the legal rules of the auction relating to the following: sale by the seller with or without notification, bidder to restrict from his right, effect of preventing bidding. So all these things we discussed the questions. And next question, last question, lengthy question, 7 marks. How many marks? पढ़ेंगे बेटा, पढ़ना ही पड़ेगा. PTC Hotels of Bombay decided to auction their furniture by auction by sale. Who want to auction? PTC Hotels. They want to auction the some old furniture for sale. For this purpose, they appointed RN and Associates as the auctioneer. So, who is the principal? PTC. Who is the agent? RN. Their auctioneer. है ना बेटा? Auctioneer. They invited top 10 renowned architects of the Mumbai for bidding. A right to bid was not notified by them. What does it mean? Right to bid notified. This auction can be participated only by the engineers, only by lawyers, only from the Chaudharis, only Guptas, only Reddys, only these people is notified. It is అందరు పార్టిసిపేట్ చేయొద్దు, ఈ గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్ పార్టిసిపేట్ చేయాలి అంటే అది నోటిఫికేషన్ స్పెసిఫిక్గా అట్లా చెప్పినామా, ఏం చెప్పలే. రైట్ టు బిడ్ వాజ్ నాట్ రిజర్వ్డ్, రిజర్వింగ్ దిస్ ఆప్షన్ ఓన్లీ ఫర్ ఫ్యూ పీపుల్, నో. రైట్ టు బిడ్ వాజ్ నాట్ నోటిఫైడ్ బై దెమ్. ఫర్నిచర్ వాజ్ పుట్ అప్ ఇన్ లాట్స్ ఫర్ సేల్. అంటే సో మనీ ఫర్నిచర్, లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఫర్నిచర్ ఇస్ దేర్ ఇన్ ద హోటల్ బేటా. రే 5 chairs are there. They want to auction these 5 chairs separately in lots. Who is auctioning all this is hotel. They're closing the hotel. So how many things will be there in the hotel? So many things will be there. So they want to sell these goods by lots. What is lots? Each auction is set up by separate auction. Each lot. It was decided that for every lot, every 2-3 lots are there, 2-3 auctions are there. Every lot of furniture, every lot of furniture, there will be reserve price. Which price? Minimum price. On 25th February 24, auction sale was started at 10 a.m. in the lawn of the PTC hotels. When it was started auction? 25th February. Auction sale was started at 10 a.m. For a special lot of furniture, 3 parties came for bidding. So how many people came for bidding? 2 auctions ఉన్నాయి ఇక్కడ. How many auctions ఉంటాయి బేటా? 2-3 auctions are there. First auction, ఏ auction? 3 people came anta. Who are they? Neil, Raj, Dev. On behalf of the respective companies. Bidding was as follows. Dev, Neil, Raj. Dev is offering 6.1. Raj is offering 5.7. And Neil is offering. So who is giving the highest bid? Dev. 6.1. Done na? The sale was completed in favor of the Neil anta. How can we do like that? Who is the highest bidder? Dev. Devu, Neelu, Raju. 610, 570, 485. But they are giving the this thing to 5.7 anta by RN Associates by fall of the hammer. So auction valid and invalid? Perfectly. Mr. Dev bid was rejected on the ground that right to bid was reserved and the company Mr. Dev was not invited. Whether they are reserving anything? They are not reserving anything. Yes or no, sir? So who is entitled to get that particular auction good? Dev. Evaru? So auction will be invalid. Auction will be rejection of Dev's bidding was not justified because information as to right to bid was not expressly given. Auction sale was unlawful. Auction was second one beta. For another bid, Italian furniture. Which furniture? For another Italian furniture was made by 2 parties as follows. For this one, 2 people are participating. One is Deer, other one is the Madhu. So Madhu is participating on behalf of the auctioneer. Madhu is participating on behalf of the auctioneer. See, how many things are there in the law? నేను బొమ్మ వేసి చెప్తున్నా కనుక నీకు అర్థమవుతుంది. If you don't able to understand, బొక్క కూడా కడతాను. So another furniture, Italian furniture was made 2 parties, Deer and Madhu. Madhu is working on behalf of the RN and Associates. How much Deer is offering? 15. How much Madhu is offering? 15.2. Thanks for sale was completed in favor of Deer. In favor of the Deer anta. Deer is offering only 15. Madhu is offering, but they gave the auction to whom beta? Deer. In favor of Deer. Instead of the Madhu. Dev and Madhu argued that the auction was not lawful. First of all, can auction participate in the auction? No. Auction can participate in the auction if it's informing to other bidders. Whether here RN Associates are informing? So auction lawful unlawful? Giving it to this guy Dev Dir giving it to Dir valid and valid? Perfectly right. Perfectly because they never said we're appointing the agent. Clear? Auction made by Dir is lawful. See how much depth is there this question. If you can answer this question on your own, pakka you'll clear CA and CA foundation. Done on your own. If I without explaining by easy, నేను చెప్పకుండా మీరు చదివి మీరు చేయగలిగితే తోపులు రా. చలో done with this one also. Remaining part will discuss in the next class. Have a great time. Enjoy the day. Prepare well. SG signing off. Take care.